Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. This is Terry. Hey, tonight we're going to start off with the first of what's going to end up being 2 or 3 videos. I'm not sure yet, but videos on the Talon electrical system and the changes that I've made and the additions that I've made. And tonight we're going to be talking about the secondary battery. And it seems to be a hot topic, and it's everywhere between you don't need it, forget it, not need it at all, and yeah, you absolutely got to have it. I'm not really sure which one of those it is, but I voted to have it just for some insurance. The stator on the Talon puts out 58 amps, and I got a 5,000 pound Super ATV Black Ops winch on this thing, so it made sense to me that a little more battery power might be a good idea, especially with the amount of electronics there are on a modern side-by-side, and especially on the Talon with all the transmission shifting and all that stuff. So make up your own mind. I absolutely wanted to have it for insurance, and I'm going to go over some pieces tonight and show you what we're going to be doing, and we're going to move over to the Talon and put some of this stuff in. So first thing is I had a different battery box in it, but I decided I was going to change and put one of these in it. This is the battery box from Elite SXS Engineering, and it's super simple to install. We'll show you how it goes in there in just a little bit. And battery hold down stuff. This will fit about any size battery. Friend actually has a yellow top regular car battery in one, so it will fit a battery that size. You notice that it has these hooks on here, and they're adjustable. There's another set of holes. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a second set of holes in here. So you can adjust for different sizes of batteries. Really heavy steel to be a really good piece. Comes with these super heavy duty Velcro straps, and I thought, you know, Velcro, I'm not too sure, but hey man, this is the real stuff here. So and you got one to go over the top, you got one to go around the front, so you're going to hold from the top and the front, so the battery is going to be more secure than it is with some of these others. So let's talk about the battery. A lot of different choices. This is what I chose to do. This is a Power Sports AGM battery from my local O'Reilly Auto Parts, and it is a ETX30LA 400 cold cranking amps. Really sweet little battery, fits in there really nice. I like the size. You're obviously putting more weight in the front, so didn't want to put anything any bigger than this, but also wanted to put a battery that had, you know, some good power up there. So we got that. We'll be doing that. The battery tray really is a super simple deal. I love the way this design is, but comes with stainless hardware for it, and don't have to drill any holes or anything. We go into existing holes that are already on Talon, so really simple install. Don't need anything to install the battery tray itself except for a ratchet or whatever you have. That's a 9/16 and a 5/16 Allen wrench, and you are good to go on those two things. We're going to be using, I had a different setup again. I was running a Stinger solenoid, which actually does, I mean, it does a pretty good job, but decided to go with the true battery isolator. These kits are available several different places online. I'll put a link in there for this, but around $100 for the kit, and you get the actual battery isolator itself. And one thing cool about this isolator is it will actually trip over once the main battery is charged. Even if you have just a trickle charger on it, like I use a battery maintainer on this stuff, so it will actually switch over from the main battery and then start charging the secondary battery once the main battery is charged up. So the little smart part of this is pretty cool, and that's the main reason I'm changing to that. It's actually comes with a voltmeter, dual voltmeter. I don't know if you can see this or not, but we'll give it a shot. If I can get it to focus on it. Yep, a dual voltmeter there, so you can watch your voltage on both meters. Comes with a trick little specially wired relay to activate that, and you get the wires for the voltmeter. You get some battery cables, covers, connectors, what have you there. So we'll be installing all this stuff. So hang tight, let me reset, and we'll go over to the Talon. We'll start the install. All right, we've reset now. We're back over at the Talon, and I'm going to show you these two holes in the radiator support here. Those are actually going to hold the front of the battery tray. And then back here, there's two more holes. These holes actually were used to hold the firewall shield that's in there, the rubber plastic firewall shield. These had push-ins in them. There's two holes here that had push-ins in them. And what's going to happen with those holes is we're going to use these self-tappers in those holes, and that'll hold the back of it. So show you how this goes in here. So the front of the box, super simple, just going to sit in there real easy like. These are going to go in here, just like that. You got big nuts with serrated flanges on them that are going to go on the bottom. I don't have enough hands to do that right now, but I'll get it in there and then come back. But so that way, once it's up in there, you won't have to hold these nuts on the inside. And then your self-tappers, I mean, really super simple. They are just going to thread into those holes, and as you turn them in, then these self-tappers will cut their own threads into these holes. So you can see how simple that is, and I'll get everything buttoned up here, and you can see how tricky it is and how it just fits in there perfect. So let me get these things buttoned up, and then I'll come back again and got all of our bolts in here. Like I said, very, very easy to do. Just simple tools. The Velcro, I got my Velcro straps on there, both around the sides and the top. And EXE sends different, there's different links here, so you can have different combinations or whatever. The two short ones worked good for me around the sides, and the two long ones together work good for me over the top. And it is very much secure. I like this hold down system a lot. I like it a lot. So we'll come back, and I'll reset again, and we'll come back and show you the install on the true battery isolator, and then we'll go on through the electrical system and show you what I've done. Be right back. All right, you guys, we're back at the Talon, and I got everything wired, and gonna take a little tour of what we've done here and just the electrical system in general. Talked about this before, but a lot of ways to skin this cat, and this is just the way that I did it. It's certainly not the only way, not necessarily the best way, but it's the way that I thought was best. So this is the way that I did it, and we'll show you the whole electrical system here in just a second. So true isolators on there. Just drilled a couple holes, couple of stainless sheet metal screws, holding it on. Got the positive coming from our positive power post over here. I'll show you that in just a second. And these isolators are actually ambidextrous, so it doesn't matter which side is which between the auxiliary battery and the main battery. That blue and green wire that you see taken off there is actually going to the dual voltmeter that's in the dash now, and I'll show you that. I put my little cover on the battery. This was actually a spacer in the bottom of the box whenever I got this battery from O'Reilly's, and it just seemed like it would work, so I notched it out for the cables and put it on the top just to cover the battery up, and seemed to work pretty well. So okay, this relay in the center here is the key on ground relay that actually activates the voltmeter whenever the key's on, so it's not on all the time. And I'll show you how that works in a minute. But basically it just has a key on power and ground coming to it, and then the keyed on ground comes out of it and goes to the battery meter. Now this relay, and there's actually a 35 amp fuse inside this little holder. This is all part of that ecstasy harness, the bus bar harness that uses the horn plug. Kind of hard to see, but that blue horn plug is down in there. See if I can get that where it'll focus. Yeah, the blue horn plug's down in there, so that's where the key on power source is coming from that. And then I use the winch wires. I mean, a lot of people use the winch wires here, but I kind of did it in a different way. These are power post, and just got them on Amazon. I'll have a link in the show notes. But so I ran the positive coming from the winch wires and the negative coming from the winch wires to each one of these posts, and then ran off of that. So the positive coming off of that and running down here, you can see going to the isolator, and then the negative cable coming from the battery running down here is also coming up to that power post. The power out on the Ecstasy harness is powering this fuse box, which pretty much powers everything. I made this, it's just a piece of diamond plate aluminum that I cut out and mounted to the factory spot where they want you to mount this winch controller. I've got a 5,000 pound Super ATV Black Ops winch on it. So that's the winch controller there, and I made up all these cables and everything for it. So that's really the bulk of the electrical system right there. So everything's fused. For what I'm running right now, the only thing that has relays are the seat heaters, and I'll show you those in just a second. They're in a different spot. Everything else is pretty low amperage, really. The switches are rated for 20 amps. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but pretty much just the rock lights, the little lights on the pod lights up here on the front bumper. We're not pulling a whole lot one way or the other, except for, like I said, the heated seat stuff, and we'll show you that in just a second. So another little look through here. Just got a fuse box off Amazon. Like I said, we got the power wire coming from the Ecstasy key-on harness here to power that. And sort of just a little overview of all the electrical system there. Of course, all this is hidden. I mean, you basically don't see any of this once the cowl is on it and once that firewall shield is on it. So, all right, let's move around, and we'll go inside here, and I'll show you a little bit. All right, inside here, like I said, these are relays. It's powered key-on, of course, for the heated seats. The switches right there. I was my wife's hero on that deal, so always good to be your wife's hero. So heated seats are awesome in the thing, absolutely awesome. They're Tusk from Rocky Mountain ATV, so pretty cool. All right, we'll check out over here. I used the Honda little switch plate to go in here to kind of finish everything up there for the winch in and out, and then I just cut a hole and put one of these switches up here in that spot for the lights on the front bumper. And in the main switch panel, this is a Pbr switch panel, and I just bought the blank empty switch panel, and all these switches all came from just switches from Amazon. And so far they've been fine. I mean, they've been wet, they've been dry, whatever. But so far so good. Here we have just a little dual USB for the charge the phones and run the tablet and all that. You can see the tablet mount and the phone mount, all that stuff there. And like I said, this is the dual voltmeter. It actually came with the true kit, and pretty neat. I'm gonna start it and show you how this works. So what you're gonna see here is you're gonna see the main battery. You're gonna see both batteries come on when we turn on the key. Hopefully you can see that. Sometimes LEDs don't transfer over very well. So the main battery is setting at 12.4. The auxiliary battery is setting at 12.8. It says 12.3 now, but so you can see how that works. So as soon as we start it, you're going to see that the main battery is going to start charging. It'll go up to around 14.1, and then once that stabilizes, then the isolator will actually open up that circuit, or close the circuit technically, and start charging the other battery as well. So see if we can get that to happen. Yep, there we go. So you see how both of them now are charging at the same rate. So pretty cool how it works. Shut that back off. Like I said, you can see here that you got everything's on 12.8 now.
it'll settle out just a little bit. But this is one of the main reasons I wanted to do this, so we could have the separate, so we could monitor separately the two batteries. So that's an overview of all the electrical system. Any questions you have, comments, in the comment section, of course. Again, I'll try to have links to everything here in the show notes. If there's something else you want to know, just drop a comment, and I'll try to answer the questions the best I can. And like I said, there's a lot of different ways to do this, but that's the way that I decided to do it, and it seems to work fine. The recent changes to the deal, we're changing to the Elite Side-by-Side Engineering battery box, which I love. The setup to hold the battery here is really good. Plenty of room for the true isolator. Obviously, just put that in. So, and as you can see, I'll go ahead and show you the. We are in the midst of a major makeover on the Talon. So, the Talon, boys, she's in pieces. I mean, a lot of pieces. So, as you can see, got the new cage and everything over at the powder coaters, and all the plastics are being painted at our shop. So, just want to take this time to do this little video, get these changes made. Do the video, show the electrical system, all that stuff, while we had it all apart. So thanks so much for watching, and hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for everybody that's subscribed, and thank you so much for everybody that watches these videos. Have a great night. More Talon content coming soon. Thank you.